be a pause, let the body acclimate to the new level of health before you jump back in and do it again. Okay, does that answer that?
Well, I wanted to ask you, Michael, about omega-3. We have become a nation of all different kinds. What is that for? I mean, it's like cod liver oil, or it's, what is it?
Yeah, your fish
What is it
liver.
good for?
Everything.
Okay, I take it. So I was hoping you weren't
Everything.
going to say,
Nothing.
don't take it.
Oh God, no. In fact, I just brought Humble Bob. We just came out with a new vegan omega-3 oil that's made from chia seeds. And even the capsule is vegetarian. And I just brought Humble Bottle the other day to start taking.
Okay, so what is that for, and how much should you take? I don't know.
Well, most of them are 500 milligram capsules or a couple of tablespoons a day. It'll help with cholesterol. It helps with cellular
It helps
integrity.
with cholesterol.
Yes.
Great.
So that, yeah, because I always recommend that if you have like flaxseed oil, which is where everybody was getting their omega-3s, between flaxseed oil and fish liver oil, so 2-3 tablespoons a day, so it'll help. So it really is a vital constituent in the health of the body.
But is it sort of a
multiple.
detox thing as well?
Not necessarily, no, not really. I mean, you could say, well, the fact that it helps to metabolize fats and helps to diminish the omega-6s, which we have an overabundance of, which is part of the health issue that we're dealing with. It's good from that perspective. But whenever I think of detoxifying, I think of what do we have to do to get the toxins out of the fat where it's stored and get it out of the body.
I guess what I've noticed in the last couple of years that I've been taking probably 500 in the morning and 500 at night is I have any tendency, or I don't feel like I have any tendency toward depression. I feel really good.
Well,
And I don't know what's doing it. I'm afraid to stop the omega-3.
no, don't, because it's fuel. See, everything that the body consumes on one level is turned into fuel. This is, you have people, we were talking earlier about depression, and I said it was an issue of hypoglycemia. There are 3 products that I recommend when I do staff trainings and when I do consumer lectures in the health food store. There are 3 products I believe everybody should be on every single day. One of them is adrenal factors, or an adrenal formula. And the reason for that, you all know that the adrenals are the stress centers of your body. Well, when you are under stress and your adrenal glands begin to falter, your immune system falters with it. This is where allergies, menopause, herpes, shingles, fibromyalgia, candida, chronic fatigue, exhaustion, inability to manage menopause, all of these will flare up, all of these will become major issues. Why? Because as the adrenal glands falter, the immune system falters with it, comes down. That's why their flare-ups are cyclic in center in essence, and then when you can see that somebody is dealing with one of these issues, you know that they're under stress. When it comes to the hypoglycemia, most people in the health food industry have been taught that hypoglycemia is a sugar metabolism issue. The only sugar metabolism issue we really have is diabetes. And if you think about the nomenclature of hypoglycemia, hypo is low, glycemia is sugar. There is no sugar to metabolize. And this is where depression really comes in. Okay? Because if you find that you can sleep 8, 10, 12 hours, you wake up, you're tired, sensitive, irritable, you get headaches, you get depressed easily, you can cry easily. All of that is related to hypoglycemia. Fix the adrenal glands, pantothenic acid, vitamin C, licorice root, you'll change your life. Guaranteed, it'll change life. Because what's interesting is that from a medical approach, how the pharmaceutical, not pharmaceutical, but doctors will treat hypoglycemia is they'll tell you to take a protein shake and drink it throughout the day or eat small meals throughout the day. They're not dealing with the problem. They're giving you, okay, we know it turns to sugar, sugar's the issue, oh, let's bring more sugar in. But if you fix the adrenal glands, you'll get rid of the problem. Okay?
Where are the adrenal glands located?
Right above your kidneys. They sit on top of the kidneys. And they're really, also with menopause, there's another issue because in addition to the Lipitor red yeast rice lack of cholesterol issue, your adrenal glands also manufacture the precursors for your hormones. So you can begin to see where menopause is affected if you're under stress as well. Forgetting the diet aspect, and let's say you're not on Crestor, you're not on any of the statin drugs, but if you're under a lot of stress, you're still not going to be able to manufacture the hormones. Another thing I recommend everybody be on is an immune building formula. You know, we talked about earlier the detoxification process, and when a toxin comes in and corrupts the cell. Well, your cells are constantly in a state of mitosis, constantly replicating. 1 becomes 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, so on and so forth. Well, if there's a part of your immune system, the macrophages or phagocytes, that are constantly circulating throughout your body looking for cells that don't belong. And when they come across a cell that's corrupted, they will consume it. Let us say from life today, breakfast, you had stuff that damaged 100,000 cells. But your immune system was able to nullify 80,000 of those cells, 90,000 of those cells. You still have 10,000 cells that are replicating that are damaged. And if your immune system is not up to snuff, over time, those 10,000 cells may get to 100 million, and at 100 million you realize you got an ache or a pain. Because consider the fact that in your body you've got anywhere from 50 to 100 trillion cells. So 100 million is no big deal. So one of the most key ingredients for the immune system is vitamin A. And look at it symbolically, it represents insight and understanding. You also know vitamin A for night blindness. And when you can see into the doubt that may be operating in your life, it gives you a handle on how to deal with something from a position of strength. Vitamin A also goes to your thymus gland, and that's where it matures your T cells to go out and do battle with an invading force or corrupted cells. The last thing I think everybody should be on are proteolytic enzymes. And these are enzymes that are designed, that your body creates to help, again, make sure that your proteins that are formed properly. The way that proteins, and there's something like 2,000 different proteins in your body, the way that proteins are created is you will have a string of amino acids, and they will go into a folding process, and that's what makes a protein. If the amino acid has an amino one too many, and it folds, you're going to have a corruption. You'll have inflammation. You'll have a damaged, mutated cell. Back in the 40s and 50s, they knew that excess mutated proteins were a cause of cancer. And look at our diets today. You're being programmed to eat protein, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there's a universal teaching, excess leads to rejection. So proteolytic enzymes, what they do in places like inflammation and before proteins are formed, they will take a look at the chain, see the amino acid that doesn't belong, and snip it away so that you have proper proteins. That's why it's also excellent for inflammation. If you have inflammation, a great example, glaucoma. Our previous bookkeeper, her mom had glaucoma. Went to the doctor, had a pressure reading of like 27, and I think normal is like 23 or 24. And I said, let's try the proteolytic enzymes. Well, the next time she went back for a reading, it was down to 21. The doctor was, I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up, it's wonderful. And look at the symbology of glaucoma. Every day your eye fills up with fluid. And there is a canal, it's called the Schlemm's Canal. And that's supposed to be where drainage takes place. And the reason your eye fills up with fresh fluid every day is so that you can look at things fresh and anew without judgments. But when there's inflammation and that canal becomes clogged up, then the eye begins to get clogged up, and eventually the pressure will build and